Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. So if you have a 9 to 5 job or you are busy every single day for some other reason, then this video is for you, because in this video I'm going to teach you a very simple Asian and London session Judas swing strategy that is extremely mechanical, and it requires you to be on the charts at the very specific time, so you don't have to be on the charts 24/7, because let's be honest here, the goal of trading should be freedom. It should not be you being on the charts 24/7, because what's the point, right? You could basically do other businesses as well. For example, drop shipping, e-commerce, right? So what's the point of trading if you are not having, the freedom to travel anywhere and trade at a very specific time? And that is exactly why I want to teach you this very simple strategy that can basically help you make money while you are with your friends, families, or you are at your 9 to 5 job. So let's get straight to the point, right? This strategy is not going to work 100% of the time. So just get this out of your mind, because I don't want you to have unrealistic expectations, because a lot of people will tell you that you can have 80-90% win rate. The thing is that the strategy I'm about to teach you has a very solid win rate, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have a winning day every single day, if that makes sense. I want to make this very clear, because if you had those expectations, you can leave the video right now, because right here on this channel, we build real traders. We don't just sell fake dreams and stuff. So if you use this strategy correctly and the way I teach it, I promise you, you're going to make consistent profits. It's going to vary from, 7% to 15% or even 20% per month. That is average, okay? The average is somewhere around 7%, 8%, right? But some months you can hit 20% as well, which is crazy. All right, so let's talk about the strategy itself. I'm going to explain it right here. So the very first thing that you have to do is basically use this indicator called Asian Session Range. So you want to go here into the indicators tab, type in FXN, and you will see the Asian Session Range right here. You want to use this one by Rob Minty, and then you want to go to the settings here, and basically you can copy these settings right here. You can, go through the video slowly, and you can see all the timings and stuff. And in the style section, I have the labels and lines disabled, so it makes it more clean. So the blue one is Asian session, right? The green one is London session, and this is the New York session, right? So the Asian session starts from 8 p.m., which is right here, right? From 8 p.m., and it ends at 2 a.m. New York time. So make sure you have the trading view time at New York UTC 5, right? So you don't get confused about the timings. So now, the Asian range is from 8 p.m. till 2 a.m. Now, when the Asian range ends, right? So let me just explain it here for the betterment of this video. So let's assume that this is the Asian range, right? So this is 8 p.m., the beginning of Asian range, and let's say that this is where the Asian session ends at 2 a.m. Now, you want to mark out the high of the Asia range, which is right here, and the low of the Asian range, the lowest point and the highest point of the Asian range, right? That's all you want to do. You don't want to do anything else. Now, of course, I'm going to teach you what are A+ setups. I'm going to teach you that as well in this video. But for now, this is the most mechanical strategy that you can use. And we're going to talk about the London session as well, on how you can utilize the London range as well, right? So all you are doing, so from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m., you're going to have the liquidity sweep window period. And this is the most important part of the strategy, right? Let's assume that this is the 2 a.m. This is where the Asian range ends, right? So from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m., you want to see price either take out the Asian range low or the Asian range high. This is very important. It cannot happen after 3 a.m. You need to understand this, that the liquidity sweep must happen during the lunch hour, because that's when the manipulation is going to happen, the real manipulation. So if price doesn't take out the Asia low or Asia high within this 1 hour period, then the setup becomes invalid. Now, the market structure shift can happen at any time. So for example, during the 1 hour time window that I've told you, from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m., right? Let me just pick it up. Where's the chart, man? Okay. So let's say that price takes out the Asia low, right? Now, once it's taken out, the market structure shift can happen during 5 a.m., 6 a.m., doesn't matter. But you can see we have a market structure shift here. So now what you want to do is simply And I mean simply take your entry from an auto block or a fair value gap or a breaker block. Using breaker block, you're gonna get low risk to reward ratio. If you use the extreme fair value gap, you're gonna get the highest, but then of course you may miss the entry. So the good way to take your trade is from auto block. That's what I do with this strategy, right? But you can use your entry model as well. It doesn't matter. Now, simply, you're taking your entry from the auto block and you are targeting the Asia high. Now, of course, you're not going to keep your stop loss as it is. Your stop loss basically is going to go here. But when price hits 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you simply want to go break even and probably take off some position, right? You can take like 30% off your position. At the end of the day, if you make money, it doesn't matter how much it is. You're gonna come back the next day with a very strong mindset because the previous day you made money, so now you are in a good mindset, if that makes sense. So now you took your entry and you can hold till the Asia high, or what I do is basically go at break even at 1-to-1 and take my entire profit at 1-to-2 risk to reward. I believe this is good for my psychology. Now it varies depending on what's your psychology level or your mindset level, but what I suggest is just go break even at 1-to-1 and take your profit at 1-to-2. Very simple stuff. Now, the exact same thing that you would do is, let's go here, is you would do the exact same thing with the London session, right? So over here, you can see that the London session starts at 3 and it ends at 7. Now, this is for this specific strategy, right? There are different timings, but for this strategy, we're going to use these timings, right? And as I said before, it's not going to work every single time. You have to just accept the fact that no strategy in the world is going to have 100% win rate, 95% win rate, 90% win rate, 80% win rate. No, it doesn't happen. If that was the case, I promise you everyone would have become a billionaire, right? The economy, the countries would fall, people would go into wars. They would destroy each other because the economy would fall off, right? If that makes sense. So, but the people with the real mindset, that is why people say that 95% of traders lose, because they have fake expectations. But those who have real expectations and they know that losing is part of the game, those people are the ones that make money in these markets. All right. So the Asian ranges from 3M to 7, and we're going to do the same stuff, right? We're going to mark out the highest point, right? And we're going to point out the lowest point, and then we're going to basically look for the same pattern, right? You look for a market structure shift over here, right? And you can see that this trade played out perfectly. The 7, so this is the lowest point right here, 7 basically, my bad. So you want to mark out this closing candle. If this is the lowest, then you mark this low, okay? This is the lowest point and this is the highest point. We take it out right at 7.5 candle, right? We have a market structure shift. We have a fair value gap over here, right? And this played out perfectly. Oh, it actually didn't play out perfectly, which is a bummer. But you can see how price tapped into this fair value gap, and it basically gave you, I believe it gave you 1-to-2, right? It should give you 1-to-2. Yep, it gave you 1-to-2. A very nice trade right there. But this is not the real example. I'm gonna just give you some very clean examples. I'm gonna also show you losing examples, so you have realistic expectations with this strategy, right? That's pretty much it for the strategy itself. Now I'm gonna give you guys some examples, the real examples that actually work out with the benefit of hindsight, right? But I'm also gonna show you the losing trade, so you have real expectations. Because at the end of the day, I want you to become a real trader. I do not want you to become the Instagram influencer, Lamborghini type of trader, if that makes sense. Yeah. And my apologies. I'm still a little bit sick. I have cough. I don't know if it's up with you guys as well, but there's some new flu going on, and I think that's what's affecting me right now. But I'm not going to let you in. So let's move on to the examples now. So here is example 1, and this just happened on 27 January. It's 29 January at the moment, but you can see how it is working consistently. So this is the Asia high over here. As I've told you timings as well before, 8 p.m., 2 a.m. That's when the Asian range forms and ends. So we have the Asia high over here, and if I look closely, this is the closing window. This is the Asia low right here. So what happens during the manipulation window, right? We take out from 2 a.m. till 3 a.m. We take out the Asia low. Very simple stuff. And then you can see we have a market structure shift with the very clean displacement over here. Now, if you look at it here, we have a tiny bit of fair value gap. Just gonna mark this out like that. We also have this auto block, right? And you can see we didn't hit stop loss right there. So this could have been your entry. The stop would somewhere go around here. Now, of course, this is a very small stop. I would go at least with 5 to round it about. And you can see that the price just displaced up into this Asia high over here, which is a very clean stuff. Now, on the same day, you can see that we have, let's just remove here. This is the London low. So the London session starts at 3 and ends at 7. So right here. So now we're simply going to mark out the London high over here. And you can see that from 7 to 8, right? So for London session, the manipulation window period is from 7 till 8. But I've also seen sometimes that it works if it happens from 8 to 9 as well. But just stick to 7 to 8 window period of manipulation. Within this 1 hour, the manipulation must happen above the high or low of the session. Please understand this very clearly. Over here, we have a 2 to 3 a.m. window period where the manipulation must happen. So now, when we have the manipulation, what do we look for? We look for a market structure shift with a body closure. This is very important for this strategy. Now, what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? We have a very clean auto block. Or you can see, if you want to refine it even further, then we have this auto block over here, because this candle swept liquidity, right? You may have missed a trade if you took your entry from that auto block. But ladies and gentlemen, if I do the thing over here, you can see that sometimes you can make this much, right? You can literally make this much. So maybe you took 1-to-1 here and then you held your trade till the Asia low, the London low. You would have made around, I don't know, 6 RR, 6 or 7 RR. That is crazy, okay? And that's considering that you took a partial at the very beginning at the 1-to-1 risk to reward. So now that we have this example out of the way, let's move on to the next example now. Right, everybody, so here is the second example. We can see that we have the Asia high over here, and then we have the Asia low over here, right? So during the manipulation window period, we have Judas to the downside, right? And we have a market structure shift over here, and you can see price tapped into the fair value gap, tapped into this auto block, tapped into this breaker block, and then price just went up straight towards these equal highs, the Asia range high over here. And then, of course, during the London session, we couldn't get the manipulation during the manipulation window period, which is from 7 to 8. But then again, you can see, as I said before, the manipulation can also happen from 8 to 9, but it makes a setup low probability, if that makes sense, right? So let's move on to the next example now. All right, everybody. So here is another example over here. So we have the Asia high over here, and we do have the Asia low over here. Now we swept the Asia high during the manipulation window period. We have a market structure shift right there, and we also have a fair value gap resting around this level. And you can see price tapped into this fair value gap and pushed down, took out the Asia low. Now let's see what happened here as well. On the same day, what we have is a London range. So we mark out the London range high and the London range low. Now, during the manipulation window period, we took out what? We took out the London low. Now, we're waiting for a market structure shift. So we have lower low, lower high, and then a lower low. And then we have a market structure shift. And basically, you can see how well this played out. You can basically see that we have this auto block over here, this one last down close candle. Price tapped into it, and we had a beautiful delivery towards these equal highs, which is the London high as well. So in one day, you can basically pass your prop firm challenge if you get two winning trades, right? This is almost 3 to almost 4 RR, right? And this would have been 1 to 2. That's like 6 RR in one day. Let me give you guys one more example, and then I'm going to show you the A+ setups that you can look for in order to increase your win rate even further. All right, everybody. So here is the last example, and you can see that we have the Asia high over here, and we have the Asia low over here. This is the 2 a.m. candle, so this is the lowest, so that is our Asia low. We take it out during the manipulation window period. We have a market structure shift. We have this auto block over here. Price taps right to the tick, right? No drawdown at all. Price goes up and takes out, the Asia high. Then we do have the London low over here that got swept during the manipulation window period, but we couldn't get our entry because there was a news at 8:30 and somehow price just never retraced back. So you can see the power of this strategy. Now, let me show you guys what are some A+ setups. So on the 1 hour time frame, remember I said 5-minute time frame, and for the pairs, your USD and GBP USD only, no other pair. You're not looking at anything else other than your USD and GBP USD. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, you want to identify the order flow. Where are we trending? Are we going up or are we going down, right? And the way to identify this, when you open up your USD, if you cannot identify the clean price action, like clean direction within 3 seconds of opening that pair, then move on to the next one. Because if the trend is actually trending in one direction, you should be able to identify it within the next 3 seconds of you opening that pair. If you can't do it and you get confused, is it going up or is it going down? Then stay away from it. That's the simple rule of identifying order flow. Don't look at the market structure. Just trust your eyes. Trust your brain, okay? Don't look at the market structure. That's what I tell a lot of people. If you want to identify a real order flow, just trust your eyes. And if you are confident that price is going up, then trade in that direction. Now, that is one way to trade. If the trend is going up, you only take buy positions, regardless of whether you are presented with a short position or not, right? But then there is another tip that you can use to make it even higher probability, right? And that is using the discount level. So we want to be buying in the discount, right? So if you get a Asian or London session sweep below the 50% of the dealing range, which is from this low to this high on the 1 hour time frame, and you drop down to 5-minute time frame when price is around here, you look for that setup. And I promise you, price is gonna just push towards all the barriers, and it might even give you like 1 to 10 RR trades as well. So that is pretty much it. These are the confluences that I use. Let me just show you if I can show you an auto flow example. So let's just remove everything here. Okay, when I come here, right, and I see this, when I see this is literally telling me price is going up, right? I don't need to look at the market structure. This is as clean as a water in Japan. I couldn't come up with any other example, but look at this. This is the cleanest auto flow that you can find, right? But then right here, right now, price is kind of pushing down. So maybe for tomorrow, I will look for a short setup, because right now I'm not trusting the old price action. I'm trusting my eyes. So this looks like, where is it going? It's going down, right? So I'm just going to trust it. If I lose, it doesn't matter. I'm going to wait for price to give me a better order flow. Then I'm going to just trade it. So that is pretty much it for the entire video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are interested in my private Discord community, where I share market analysis and live trade every single week, and I have a premium course, then the link is down in the description, but it is not necessary. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.